Hi, welcome to Wade and Lorraine on the off-ramp.
So today we want to talk a little bit about how we prepare our van in springtime when it's time to go camping, the routine that we go through, the things that we have to do, and just kind of our preparation mode. Things are getting a little bit warmer outside, the trees are turning greener.
Yes, it just makes you want to get out there camping. And I think some of you have already started. Here in Manitoba, camping season is just starting to open up, and Wade and I can hardly wait to get out there. So here's some things that we've done.
One thing we learned last year was that if a vehicle is stored indoors, even in cold weather for 5 months of the year, those batteries will drain, and if it's too cold, the batteries can actually get wrecked. So I had to replace both of my cabin batteries, which is the backup for operating all electrical in the van. So every fall I'll take the batteries out and I'll store them in our parking garage, which is heated. And then now in spring I'll install them back in again. So that is another one of our spring jobs that we have to get ready with the Sprinter van.
So one of the things I do actually starts in fall already. In fall I will blow all the lines dry. Some people, I know some of you probably like to put antifreeze into the lines and all. Because our unit is so much smaller, I actually take a compressor and blow the lines dry so that I no longer have water in the lines. So one of the first things in spring I have to do is put the anode rod back into the hot water tank, so that's ready to go, and seal up the hot water tank. And so that's one of my first preparation things that I do.
For me, one of the first things that I like to do is to take all the bedding out of the van. We store the bedding in the van over winter. Our van is stored indoors in a machine shop somewhere out in the country, and we leave everything in there. Not food, but the bedding. And then in spring, we take it out of the van, and that's when we wash it, make it fresh. And so that's one of it's a big job to do that right off the bat, is get the bedding ready.
One of the other things that I had to fix this year as well too is that our motor for our electric bench, which turns into a bed.
Suck in your belly.
What's that?
Suck in your belly.
Was not working, so we were permanently in bed mode in the van, and I had my brother help me with it last year, and I tried the same thing, but it wasn't working, and it turns out that some of the wires are getting older and more brittle, so I have to adjust the wires a little bit, and I'll have to rewire it a little bit, but I do have it working now again. So our electric bench, which turns into a bed, is working again too. So that was another spring project this year.
Well, and for me, that's a pretty important one. I like to have the bench and table set up, but that's the thing of a Sprinter van. It's either you've got a bed or you've got the table. And we could have survived leaving it as a bed, but if you ignore one thing that breaks, then you start ignoring other things. So springtime is often about doing maintenance of little irritating things that we just didn't get fixed in fall.
Yeah, irritating things. Another irritating thing we've had, and I brought it to Mercedes, and they did a wonderful job of fixing it for us, but it took a while for people to find out what it was. But our instrument lights would not come on when the vehicle was started. They would not come on when the vehicle was stopped and there was no keys to turn the lights. The instrument lighting panel would turn on, but as soon as we'd start, the vehicle would stop. So Mercedes took a look at that for us this year, and they fixed it, and it didn't take long. It turned out to be just a wire that had burnt against the firewall against the engine. So they fixed that up, and we now have instrument lighting again on our while we're driving.
That doesn't sound like a big deal, but driving at night without instrument lighting, one friend recommended that we wear a headlamp. So you know what, that could be a fix, but it's another little thing to make sure that you repair so that your van doesn't have all sorts of minor issues that after a while just become too much. So the bed got fixed, and it's ready to be a bed or a table, and I love that. And
the lights got fixed, and now we have dashboard lights. And the other thing we did this year as well too is we had some rust showing up on the van. Our van is a 2005 version, so it's already 16 years old, so it's getting a little older. And there was some rust showing up on the windshield posts. And I brought it to a friend who owns a Niverville Auto Body, and he went through it and removed the rust and repainted it, and it looks brand new. So I'm still picky about my vehicles. I don't like having rust on my vehicles.
Well, not only that, I think with the previous owner, something happened to the vehicle and the window wasn't installed properly. And so that got put back in properly. So that was nice. No leaking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the windshield wasn't quite installed properly, and that has now been repaired as well too. So that's another thing we've had to do, that we're now ready to go again.
And so today was about cleaning every cupboard, wiping every cupboard, getting the fridge wiped out so that it's ready now to put our clothes in, our bedding, our food. And we worked solid from, I don't know, about 11 till 3:30. We were tired and hungry and decided to go get, I don't know, lunch, supper, I don't know what you call that, late afternoon lunch or early supper. And went to some fast food place. But the fun part is, what did we do?
We came to a park. We came to have a picnic in the park, but we ate in our van.
I know we look so weird. I don't know if you can hear the cars driving by, but joggers going by, and here we're sitting in our van eating our burger and enjoying just being in it. I went, why would we go eat back at the condo? Let's just bring the van to a park.
So last year we ran into a bit of a problem where we had some mosquitoes, and apparently everybody else had mosquito problems as well too. And we had these great lanterns that were working very well with a little blue burn strips. What are they called?
I don't know. It was
Thermacell
maybe,
or something like that.
Off. I can't remember.
But either they were out of production, or they were no longer being made, or they were just sold out. We ran out and we couldn't find more. And even mosquito coils, or some of you might recognize the name as doo-doo coils. So even those we couldn't find anywhere. Everybody was using them and they were just all gone. So now we stocked up ahead of time and we made a big order.
Stocked, yeah.
We'll add a photo of that here, but we stocked up and now we should be covered for the year with mosquito coils and with lanterns and things like that to keep the bugs away. Although so far it's been such a dry year, we may not have too much.
Need them that much,
problems with bugs.
I just need 2 mosquito bites on my legs, and I'm so itchy. So for me, bug bites are a big deal, and so I'm like to surround myself with products that keep the mosquitoes away. So hopefully we're ready.
We also like to do some preventative maintenance as well too. So every spring I bring the van into the Mercedes dealership in Winnipeg and have them do a service on there and prepare it. Firm believer in having your engine and everything tuned up perfectly or nicely so that when it's running, you don't run into problems on the road somewhere. And you want to make sure that your vehicle lasts a long time as well. And with these vans, the vans last quite a long time.
Well,
and the engine even longer.
Yeah.
So regular maintenance is a big thing. So that's the first thing we'll do in spring too, is bring it away and get it fixed. So if you're an RV owner, what are some of the things that you do in spring to get your vehicle ready? I'm sure there are things that we have missed or that we haven't talked about, but what are some of the things that you do? Or even in fall, what are the things that you do to get ready for spring so that you're ready to go on spring as soon as possible?
We'd love to hear from you. You know, Wade and I really enjoy living the lifestyle of the van, and we'd love to hear from you if you're curious about things. We ask you to subscribe, hit like, leave your comments right on our YouTube page. We love reading them. We will respond and look forward to hearing from you and having you follow us on our journey. We made our plans to camp for at least how many weeks?
We have 13 weeks booked now, starting at the end of May. So starting in the next 2 weeks, about 2 weeks from now, I think is our first one, and then we're booked for 13 weeks.
And so we're looking forward to letting you know about each of those campgrounds and what the features are. But in the meantime, if there's one thing Wade and I have learned, even though we've made all these plans, we have learned to hold our plans loosely.